Welcome, everybody. It is that time. It's Wednesday night. It's 8 p.m. Central Time, which, as we all know, is the only time zone that matters. So let's get started here. And let's see here. You know what? We're just going to say hello to our guests first this time. I don't always do that. So who do we have with us tonight? Let's just see. We've got joining us from the capital city of Lincoln, everybody's favorite tactical teacher, ladies. He's single.
Thanks,
Travis
John.
in the house.
I appreciate, as you guys know, I'll say it. I've said it before and I'll say it one more time. I enjoy slow walks along the gun range and a nice quiet evening around the reloading bench. I mean, what can I say, John?
That's right. That's right.
Yep,
That's
yep.
quality time in anybody's book.
Absolutely. Yep.
Glad to have
Cool,
you
man.
here. Next up, in an undisclosed location. I can't tell if he is under. Oh, now he's underground. Pat is in the bunker. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, and the big rig decided to crash on me right before I wanted to boot on, so I'm on the mobile phone. So.
Gotcha. Well, you're coming through, so that's good. And then last but certainly not least, also from the capital city of Nebraska, it's Lincoln's other most eligible bachelor, defense dad, bearded one. How are you?
Sorry. Oops.
Put the phone away. Stop talking to the honeys.
Hey.
You sound like you're coming through quiet on my end. Is everybody else here in Defense Dad okay? Let me know out there in the comments, would you?
Got to get that gain cranked up there.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Now I can hear you.
Good.
Gooder? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Crank it real good.
Yep. I try to keep it kind of level here. So when one of us talks, people aren't like reaching for their volume button to turn it down. And then the other one talks and you got to turn it back up because I know that annoys me when I'm watching a show. So
I was recording a video and I had a Zoom yesterday, so I kept having to mess with the gain.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right. So welcome everybody to the All Nebraska panel chat. We've had a lot of these lately, and that's awesome. Let's before we go any further, let's address the elephant in the room. If you guys looked at the title of this week's episode or read the description, then you know what I'm about to tell you. Didn't give any warning. We've been talking about this. I don't even know what the right word is. It's probably a combination, but I'm getting worn out. I don't know if I'm getting burned out. I know that it's getting harder for me to come up with topics every week to talk about. And I just think it's time to, I don't know if I'm going to try something new. I think I will. I'm going to start working on the thing that I've been saying I've been going to do for the last 2-3 years now, and it still hasn't happened. It's just not enough hours in the week, and there probably are enough hours in the week, but I choose to do other things with those hours that I could be doing that, I guess. And it's time to pull an iron out of the fire between working our day jobs, 40 hours a week or more, and then doing DJ stuff, now doing instructor stuff, wanting to have enough time in our lives to go do live a little bit, I guess, and go do fun stuff. And then, whatever else we want to do, whether it's me taking a few classes or whatever. I feel, what is that line from Lord of the Rings when Bilbo's talking to Frodo before he takes off after his birthday? He says, I feel like butter scraped over too much bread or something like that. So I'm just going to pull back a little bit. I'm not going to completely say that the show is over. I'm not going to put a time frame on this. I'm not going to say we'll shut it down for the summer. I don't know when start it back up. And there's a chance, it's a small chance, but there's a chance we don't start it back up. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll start it back up under something else. Maybe it won't be weekly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's time for a change. Altogether, this is season 4 of the Get Off My Lawn podcast. And I know we ran for a year or two under the 2A Tuesday show name as well. So it's been a run. We've been doing this for a few years. Maybe I'm just getting that 7-year itch a couple years early, maybe. But we'll see what happens. Real
They,
quick,
they might make a cream for that.
do they?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think I saw an ad for that on TV.
Yeah, the
So-
7-year itch cream.
7-year itch cream. I know if you go into a farm store like a Baumgar's or an Orscheln's, or back in the day it used to be Country General. I know you can get such a thing as anti-monkey butt powder. So maybe there's anti 7-year itch cream. It's got to be close by.
Is it Udder Balm? Is it Udder Balm that you need, John?
Right,
Is it-
which is, why is it that the Udder Balm and the Tiger Balm are so close together on the shelf? I mean, you can't mix those up.
Well, they also, I don't. Can you milk a tiger? I don't know. Is that?
You can milk anything with nipples.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got to be careful because those two close together. If you mess around too much, you're going to get the udder tiger, and that's not good.
Wow.
Then you're gonna get the what else? You get? Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right.
Yeah, we got to be careful. So real quick before I do the announcements, the other announcements, I also want to welcome onto the screen here. We've got Gizzard Gary hanging out with us tonight. Our neighbor to the south there in the land of Kansas.
Howdy, howdy.
There he is. Hey, cool shirt. I like that. I've got one like that,
Well, thank you.
but it's big enough to fit me. So Gary could camp in that thing. Oh, glad to have you along.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thanks.
All right, so let's put up the normal announcements that we always do at the beginning of the show. If you are out there live, we want to hear from you. So get those comments coming. Come on, if you've never commented, tonight would be the night. You may not get another chance to comment live. It's highly unlikely. I will miss you guys eventually so much that I have to do this again. But anyway, I want to know where you are. I want to know who you are. So get those comments going. If you are on YouTube or watching on the actual Sandhills Media Facebook page, then I can even see who's commenting. If you are watching from the Get Off My Lawn group, then it'll just come up as Facebook user unless you actually followed the instructions in the description of the video and went and gave permission to StreamYard. So then it'll put your name up. So anyway, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube page, please go do so. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, please go do so right now. And if you're not on Rumble, you need to get on Rumble and then go find Sandhills Media and subscribe there as well. And we'll keep growing that. It's good to have that to fall back upon if YouTube decides that they're done with people who like to enjoy our freedoms under the First Amendment. So, and talk about other freedoms like those under the Second Amendment. So anyway, also, as always, we want to point out that we are very proud to be a member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. So go check out all of the cool shows that you can find there. It's a great group of shows. Some really awesome stuff over there. So go to sdrn.us and check that out. But you know what I'm going to say next? Don't do it right now. You got to wait till this show is over and then go. You don't want to bail right now. We are brought to you tonight by let's see here. Let's get this back up in that corner, and there we go. We are brought to you by Sandhills Defense, which is the company that Sandhills Sweetheart and I own for firearms training, safety, instruction, name it. Trying to work something out to where by the end of the summer I can be certified to teach an AR-15 class as well. Really
Dude, I'm
looking
there.
forward to that.
I'm there, dude.
As soon as I offer one, I will let you know. You can get in on it. I don't know all the particulars. It's something new that USCCA has just been doing pretty much since the beginning of the year or late last year. But I know it's a pretty intensive. It's 4 days to become the instructor, and only 1 day of that is sitting on your butt in the classroom, and then you spend 3 days on the range. So it's pretty intensive, and that's just to become the instructor of the class. And I don't know. Basically, we're going to take the class, and then we're going to do other stuff as well to become instructors of the class. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait. Hopefully, the chips all fall into place. But go to sandhillsdefense.com, and from there you can hit the link to see what classes we offer, what we have scheduled. You can follow us on Facebook, and that's one of the easiest ways to get all the news there on Sandhills Defense on Facebook as well. But we're offering safety classes. women's handgun classes, concealed handgun permits, private lessons. We're about to kick off a constitutional carry class where you can learn everything you need to know about Nebraska state law, but you don't go get your permit because come September, that won't be necessary. So keep an eye on us and see when we add more stuff all the time. And then last but not least, of course, the views and opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the individual expressing them. They do not reflect the views of any of the sponsors or the other panelists. We're not offering any legal advice. We're not offering any medical advice. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're just people that know what we're talking about, and we've got something to say. So that's why we're here, and I'm glad you're out there with us as well. And you four fellas, I'm glad you're here with us too. All right. Well, shoot, we're already causing problems. I got Richard Hirsch out there being hungry because I said chips. Cool. Now this one just came in. News just broke. GOA also has an injunction for its members. I thought that wasn't news. I thought GOA had their injunction a couple days ago.
FPC did.
Yeah.
I knew FPC did, but I thought GOA did as well. No, SAF did.
Yeah.
So not all three of the major lawsuits.
Well, Guns and Gadgets just went live like right before you came on with his news.
I can't keep them straight. I don't often talk about the current event stuff here just because I don't have time to keep up on everything the way that those shows that do that, they get a chance to read up on headlines and stuff. And I'm not always completely abreast of the situation. I defer everything over to Paul Lathrop over on Polite Society podcast channel. He actually works for Second Amendment Foundation. So
they just join all three in your code.
Do it.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
I did.
Why would you not? Why would you not join the? It's what is it? $10-15 a year for some of these.
FPC is free to join.
Okay.
GOA is $25 for a year, and then what was the third one you guys mentioned? Was it
Second Amendment Foundation?
It's
like,
15. I
it's
think
like $15.
So,
yeah.
For less than $50, you can join the three biggest nationwide gun owner organizations that are actually doing the work in the trenches, filing these lawsuits that some of the other organizations that we won't name. There's two of them that I can think of. One of them I take that back. One of them I've badmouthed, but they have done some good and they have filed some lawsuits. So I can't really. That one's kind of a bittersweet, but you know who I'm talking about. The other one, they claim that they back a lot of these bills that get pushed through legislatures, and they didn't really do much of the work to get them there. But let's see. There's Pat back in there again. Oh, it looks like you're back on the regular feed.
Yep, hopefully y'all can hear me.
And we can hear you. Perfect. All right. All right. So who's out there in the chat? Let me see here. Kingpin's out there. Patriot in the Dark. Of course, Sandhill Sweetheart is holding it down in the written chat, so I can run my mouth here. Who else do we have? Woods, Jamie Brown, Vanessa Kitty's out there, unapologetically armed. I'm glad you keep coming back. We must not have scared you off too badly yet. Travis is out there. Gary's out there in the chat as well. Burnaby Sanchez, Richard Hirsch, Facebook user, whoever said hello, dudes. I'm not sure who you are because you didn't give StreamYard permission to put your info up there.
Check the private chat, John.
Hello back. Let's see here. All right, and Jeff's out there coming to us from St. Ed, Nebraska. It's got 79 as well. So, all right, if I missed you, it's because you're not talking enough. Get your comments in there. Now, Patriot has a very good point. I'm going to put this up on the screen. The thing is, peer pressure never works. If you would, how do I say this? If you would find one of the most stubborn people you've ever met, and then take that times about 2, then you'd find Sandhill Sweetheart. So Patriot in the Dark's got a cool comment, although, dude, I don't know what the problem is. I've got my name spelled right there on the screen for everybody to see, and Patriot spelled it wrong, but whatever. if
No
I
respect.
retire,
4 years and no
I'm telling you, I get no respect around
no
here.
respect. No respect. Yeah.
Does that mean Sandhill Sweetheart gets her own show or gets her show now? Dude, trust me,
Was
if
that the
I
plan,
could get
John?
her to come on this show and actually be a regular, even if she doesn't like to be on camera, and I don't know why.
None of us do. Look at us. We're not camera friendly. I mean, come on.
No,
Except
we're
Pat.
not.
I mean, he's like this cut farmer guy, but the rest of us, we're like,
Speak for your damn self.
Find Mr. Perfect Beard out there and Mr. Perfect Hair, Mr. Boss Man. Start calling you boss. I'm gonna start calling you.
Getting deep already, and we just started.
No kidding. All right. This is what happens when we don't have a topic. I've got no reason to rein it back in and get us back on topic.
Then there's little Gizzard Gary down there just sitting there quietly, just
Right.
wanting to rule the world.
Yeah. Nothing to do with any of this.
And I see Lisa's out there watching too on the YouTube side. All right. So anyway, yeah, the injunctions now. So if you're a member of FPC and you're a member of Second Amendment Foundation, then the injunction already applies to you. It sounds like now, if you're a member of Gun Owners of America, then you also now get covered under an injunction. So somebody who's smarter than me, let me know if I'm wrong here when I say this, but basically, if you're covered by the injunction, which not every American is yet, but if you have a pistol brace attached to an AR-15 pistol, then they can't prosecute you for that, right? Even if you have not yet registered it as an NFA item.
I understand an injunction as being a hold on any sort of law from being enacted
Crumpy's
upon
out
any
there.
citizen.
And he even gave us a super chat, and he says, when Crumpy works with GOA or works for GOA. So, dude, you know what? Let's cool. He says I'm correct too. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Let's see here. We want. I need to get Crumpy, dude. I want to get you a link. I will find your email, Crumpy, if you've got a minute and you can just kind of hop in here and straighten us out. We'll talk about some super current events. Travis, I know you were saying something. I really kind of interrupted you because I got excited that somebody that knows things is watching. So I'm going to send Crumpy the link real quick if you want to go ahead with what you were saying.
No, that's why I think John Crump. I think he said you are correct. So basically, I believe when there's an injunction, I believe it means that you can't be arrested or prosecuted for some existing law because that law is being investigated for being defective in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know. I mean, I can't wait to get into this discussion because it's after watching all the Senate hearings and stuff that have been going on with Dettelbach. I mean, or is it Needle? Never mind. Dettelbach. Yeah, that's right. It's insane just how vague they are. And I wish I could just give that vague of directions to people and then just hold them accountable when I feel like it. Wow. That's the American dream, isn't it?
Yeah, something. Anyway, John Crump, I did send you. I've got 2 email addresses for you. I sent a link to both. So if you've got a minute and you want to talk about that with us, just let us know. And hop in here. So, all right. Yeah, and I know that. So it was. What was it last week when Dettelbach was testifying there before Congress, and they were asking him about it, and he said, "Well, you have the option of just taking the brace off."
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I still find that really suspect. Here he is. John Crump in the house, the man with the plan.
Hey, what's up? Let me just turn my light here. Sorry, I don't have a lot of time here. I'm bouncing around, as you can imagine.
I'm sure.
Yes, you are correct. When an injunction happens, it's basically like the moment is frozen in time. So until the injunction gets solved, everything is on hold. It's just like time stops. So you cannot be prosecuted or arrested or anything like that. You do not have an SBR in anyone's eyes until the injunction is settled. So Mock v. Garland will be heard in the circuit court or one of the other cases, and that will decide it. Right now, the government is looking at an uphill battle because the fifth in the Cargill case, which is Cargill v. Garland, which was the bump stock case, said that the ATF rulemaking violates the rule of litany, and also the Administrative Procedures Act. And they used the same authority to make the pistol brace rule. And they lost big in the Fifth Circuit. They lost 13-3 in the Fifth Circuit. So if they could not win on bump stocks, they could not win here.
That's awesome.
So I mean, they're basically, their path to victory is narrow. You got to also remember, with the injunction, you have to prove two different things. One is that you suffer from irreparable harm, which means monetary value, monetary whatever, is not going to make up for it. And since, sorry, I got a lot of messages coming in.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll ignore those chimes.
Yeah. So basically, if your rights get taken away, you cannot fix that with money, because it's a violation of your civil rights.
Right.
So that's irreparable harm. The second thing you need to prove is the likelihood to succeed on the merits of the case, which these are the judges, the 3 panels of judges. Is 3 out of the 16 judges that are going to look at it and say that the plaintiffs in this case, whether it's SAF, whether it's GOA, whether it's FPC, are likely to succeed on the merits of the case, which I think that they will. So what the government can do now is they can ask the the Fifth Circuit for an en banc of the injunction, which they might or might not get. Either way, that's a dead end for them there, because the Cargill case shows what the Fifth Circuit is thinking. So after they lose that, then they can go up to the Supreme Court. But I don't think they'll win there either. So this is it's a good victory. It's not the nationwide injunction that we wanted and we fought for, but it's getting close. And I think there will be a nationwide injunction. The FRAC case, the Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition, is also fighting this. And if they get their injunction, that would not only apply to them, but it would apply to the members, which includes SB Tactical. Okay. So if that goes, then there's going to be almost no one that's going to be able to be prosecuted.
Right, because that would also apply to all of their customers, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So right now, there's millions of Americans that it doesn't apply to, and there might be millions of other ones. The vast majority of people with pistol braces.
Awesome. Travis, what were you going to say?
Yeah, real quick, Rump. What is the absolute best case scenario in the end of this? What happens in the end if and when we win? What's going to happen?
I think that one of the things that we have to look at is the Cargill case, which is the bump stock case, because if that's going to get taken up by the Supreme Court because of a circuit split. If the Supreme Court decides for us in that one that that the bump stock rule violated the APA and the rule of litany, then that's going to destroy the whole entire pistol brace rule. And not only that, but the frames and receiver rule as well, because they use the same authority.
That's awesome.
So I think right now it's a matter of time. And this all goes back to some of the rulings that we've had, the Heller decision, for example, the of course, the Bruin decision, the McDonald decision, the Uzel decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's building on top of each other, and it's almost to the point where it will take massive victories by the anti-gun side to stop the avalanche. The avalanche is coming, and they know it as well. I mean, I in a lot of their meetings, sitting there listening like a fly on the wall, and they're afraid.
No, that's good. It's good to take the initiative for a change and actually see the tides kind of turn. We've watched the pendulum swing way too far out of whack, right? So I'm happy to see that it looks like now it's gonna maybe start coming back the other direction again.
Can I just make one more comment?
Yeah, do.
Gifford Gary looks like a white Tony Simon.
I think that's a compliment.
But
I
for
saw the
those of
shirt.
us that have met Gary in person, he's like Tony's mini me.
It's
He's
the
one-
shirt.
1/5 his size.
Yeah. I saw
Hey,
I
Gary,
saw
let me hear you
It's
say,
the
"Come over here
shirt
and give me a
in the hair.
hug."
Yeah, go over here, give me a hug.
Give me a hug. See, there you go. Look, there you go. That is.
Hey, Tony Simon took me to Gay Street. That's a story for another time, though.
Wow. Okay. So strategically speaking, do we want? How did you say that in the Fifth Circuit? Do we want that en banc request to come in so that if they do hear it
I
en
don't-
banc, then which means all of the judges of the circuit,
I don't
right?
think that they would. Maybe they will. It's
But
it's not going to make a difference. It's
right.
it's not
But
gonna
either
make a
way,
difference.
they throw that out, and we ultimately want that appealed all the way up to SCOTUS, right? So SCOTUS will rule on it, and then if that would happen,
Well, no, I mean, if SCOTUS doesn't grant cert, they're basically what the Fifth says becomes like case law.
okay. So if that either way, then it would apply to the whole country, and not only the Fifth Circuit. Then
No, it would not automatically apply to the whole country, but it will set up case law for challenges and other circuits, and also in other cases.
right. So
But the Cargill case will be settled by then,
okay.
before the Supreme Court decides to grant cert or whatever. I'm sure either way, this is going up. This is
Okay.
whoever wins, their side is going to ask the Supreme Court to grant cert. The writ of certiorari is what they call it, which is you petition the Supreme Court to hear the case, and if the court grants a writ of certiorari, that means that they are going to hear the case.
Okay.
So either way, but I think that the Cargill case is gonna get cert before this gets up to that point. So hopefully this is all a bad memory, because even if you look at Chevron was never meant to actually apply to criminal statutes. In the criminal statutes, you have what's called the rule of litany. The rule of litany states that if a law can be interpreted, or a rule can be interpreted in multiple different ways, if it's unclear or ambiguous, which is what the ATF said, the GCA and the NFA were unclear and ambiguous, that the law or rule has to be interpreted for the defense, which is not like the defense, like the government being on defense, but the people.
Mhm.
So you have to interpret it the most favorable way to the people.
Okay. All right. Unapologetic. Excuse me. I can't talk tonight.
The ATF is asking the Supreme Court for a grant or certiorari in the bump stock ruling, and that is going to go up. That's been stayed because the Supreme Court has already. I mean, they've already asked for a writ of certiorari from the Supreme Court, so
Okay.
that's a done deal.
But
I mean,
anytime we
that's
have split decisions between two circuits, it has to go to Supreme Court.
It
right?
doesn't have to, but 99.9% of the time, 99% of the time, the Supreme Court will grant cert. They don't have to technically do it, but then you're in this weird type of situation where federal law is different in one area than in another area.
Right. Yeah, which is not the way it's supposed to be.
Correct.
All right, John, thank you so much for taking some of your time, and you're welcome to hang out. I'm not going to throw you out of here, but I know you're busy. So if you got to run, then we get it. But I appreciate the clarification. So yeah, that would be pretty neat if we can actually see some of these victories come through here.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of victories lately. Even like the CCIA, the GOA victory, and the CCIA, the SAF against the New Jersey rules.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is tons of victories going down everywhere. We're winning more than we are losing, and it's really funny. Every town, like 5 years ago, tweeted out that the gun rights organizations have penchants for losing in federal court. So recently I went back to them and said, hey, do we still have a penchant for losing in federal court?
Yeah.
Because
I'm actually
the reason why we kept on losing is because there's something called the two-step test, intermediate scrutiny, interest balancing the rights of the people versus the interest of the government. And in Bruin, Thomas, in his expertly written decision, said that that's not a thing. You cannot do that. There's no interest balancing. It's either constitutional or it's not constitutional.
Right.
And that's when they started losing. So it took away the power from the activist judges.
Yeah, because so many of those rulings were looked at under an end means kind of a scope where it is, it doesn't matter what we do as long as the means justify, or the end justifies the means. And yeah, you can't do that with constitutional rights.
Yeah, and that's what Thomas said. So yep, that is it. Cool. I'm glad that I stopped by. I lurk a lot.
Oh, you're one of those. I see people watching, but 12 people at a time are watching in any given minute, and then 6 people in the comments. So
I lurk a lot. No, usually what I do is I put it on audio and I go do other stuff. I'll read a book and listen, for example.
All right, good to know. The show is entertaining enough that you got to read a book while you're listening.
No, I can't do one thing. I can't do one thing. That's why I have 2 monitors. I usually watch like 2 shows at one time.
Wow. Yeah, my brain can't handle that.
Yeah, but I can't handle not doing that.
Right, I understand. Some people are just different like that.
Wired differently. It's by ADHD.
But yeah, nope, totally cool. All right. So yeah, great news for those of you that have AR pistols. I don't have one that I'm admitting to anyway, but I don't. Yeah, I was originally thinking, and John, maybe you can set me straight on this one too. I was originally thinking maybe it wouldn't be a bad time in history to go just pick up a couple of stripped lowers, register them as SBRs, and then I could do whatever with them. Call them pistol lowers or whatever. But then
I'm not gonna say if that's
recently
not.
Recently though, I had somebody, and you can set the record straight on this, somebody who it's a known instructor, I won't name names, somebody that I trust their judgment, as far as tactics and such. And so I have no reason to distrust, what they say elsewhere. But they were saying that if you did that, if you registered your pistol as an NFA item, it had to stay. It was registered as a pistol, though. It was never going to be registered as an SBR. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Basically, I mean that. Okay. So it's kind of the ATF has always held that you cannot that they have always held that a rifle cannot become a pistol or whatever.
Okay.
So, but it's not the other way around. You could have always taken, like, for example, I had like an MP5, right? An MP5K, but or SP5K, I guess it is. It's semi-automatic, and that's like the little one. So I SBR'd that. So basically, I turned it from a pistol into a rifle. Now you can't go the other way.
Okay.
So you can go from pistol to rifle, but not rifle to pistol.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty.
So
yeah, if I've got a rifle, then I could. There's nothing I can. I'll never make it a pistol. I could make it a short barreled rifle, but that would be it, right?
Yeah. There's actually people that have gotten. I actually got a FOIA request back where some guy had a rifle. It was registered as a rifle, and he took off the stock and tried to turn it into a pistol. And they were like, "Oh, it's an SBR." I didn't have a stock on there.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
you don't want to go the opposite way. But if you can go from a pistol to rifle.
And I can put a barrel longer than 16 inches on my pistol lower and not break any laws, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's fine.
I just can't put a stock on my pistol lower.
Correct.
Okay, because it's clear as mud, these ATF rulings and the NFA and everything else. It's, here's the thing. If you think that keeping the Glock models straight is easy, and you moved on to figuring out calibers, and you've got that mastered, then go navigate the, what happens if I put a brace on my rifle or a stock on my pistol or a short barrel lower upper on my lower. And there's the real challenge, is figuring out how to not be a criminal.
Well, one of the things is that not even the ATF knows.
Yeah,
it could be something today, tomorrow they can wake up and have some, or you can ask two different people in the ATF and they can say two different things.
and I think that's
like, for example, Matt Hoover in the auto key card, right? ATF told him, that's totally illegal. And then somebody else in the ATF said, oh, that person's wrong. But he's like, but they told me that it was legal. Well, they didn't have the authority to tell you that. So therefore, you're still guilty of violating NFA, and you're looking at 45 years in prison now.
right.
So, Crump, was there any clarification on constructive intent? Because Dettelbach said you just take it off and that's it. But then, what happened? What's
they released a statement saying that he was wrong.
Nice.
He didn't release the statement.
So our two options here that day in front of the whichever committee he was testifying before. I think it was in the House, right? So Steve Dettelbach, the director of the BATFE, is either a bald-faced liar, a perjurer
under oath,
or he is a complete flipping moron. Because those are the only two options.
No, there's a third option.
No, there's not. He's either stupid
there
or
is
he's
a third option. There's always a C.
He's both.
You always do C. There's either he's a bold-faced liar, he's a moron, or all of the above.
Yeah, okay. I will give you that. He is both, probably. I don't know. So, and the thing is, I have a hard time believing that a complete bumbling moron could work their way that far up a bureaucracy. Now, to get elected as president, clearly that's possible. But to work your way up in a bureaucracy where,
his boss got lost in the White House lawn and had to be rescued by the Easter Bunny. Trust me, you can fail up.
I know, and they tend to. Isn't that the sad thing is the folks over in that camp, they tend to always fail up. But yeah, anyway, no, it's just I have a hard time believing that that he's a complete moron. Now, does he know everything that he should know?
His
job that he's doing? Clearly not. He's completely in over his head when it comes to regulating firearms. I hope he knows something about drinking and smoking, because I mean, that is part of his job too, but he doesn't know a damn thing about guns.
He looks like a crack baby, so his mom might have known the thing about smoking crack or something.
Maybe he has some firsthand experience with, but that's DEA. So
No, what I'm saying is, he look at him. His mom probably was a crack smoker. Probably hung out with Hunter Biden.
So maybe it's nepotism. Maybe that's how he got there.
Yeah.
No, but I just I want to believe that somebody is just that dishonest and give. I don't know if that's the benefit of the doubt. I just don't want to. I don't want to believe that everybody that is, working in the executive branch running these agencies is that idiotic, that completely stupid. But
I got 2 words for you. Eric Holder.
Yeah. Okay.
Janet Reno.
Yeah, you're right.
But 2 different sets of 2 different words.
Right.
Different.
No, it's just I would much rather believe they're dishonest because we all expect them to be dishonest, but we expect them to be smart about their dishonesty, right? So the fact that the people that you can't trust because they're shady, you also can't trust because they're not smart. I need to have hope. I need to have faith in something in whoever's steering this boat. So
he's a politician, and you know how you can tell a politician is lying, right?
Yeah, you watch his lips and see if they're moving.
Exactly.
Or they just don't answer the question at all. They just walk around it. That's all you have to do anymore, and you still get paid. So
yeah, it's verbal jujitsu.
Yeah.
Well, they'll.
Mr. Crump, thank you for asking me that question and giving me an opportunity to respond.
Yeah, the
American people say, and Congress says that, not me, the American. What is your response? The American people and Congress say, I wish I had a job where I could just give. I'm going to try that someday. Just don't give direct answers and see how people react to it. I'd love to try that. That would just be hilarious. Jeez.
No, I did that one time when I was working a job, and they would ask me questions. My boss would ask me questions, and for like a whole week, I would just give them an answer about like gravitational forces of the moon and stuff like that, and he would just like walk away. And it really did work.
It works
a whole week.
Man.
That makes me think
the power of non-persuasion. That's gonna be my next book right there.
Every situation, every conversation reminds me of something from a song or a TV show or a movie, and that makes me think of that scene. I think it's in the second Shrek movie when somebody's trying to question Pinocchio, and he knows if he lies, his nose is going to grow, so he has to skirt. He doesn't want to tell the truth, but he doesn't want to tell a lie, and so he just completely talks himself into circles. If you've seen, I'm pretty sure it's on Shrek 2. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. I can't even remember how it goes. I'm not saying that I'm not going to say it or something like that.
Yeah. The thing is, you just talk about something for so long that they forget what they asked you. And that's how.
Yeah. The art of deflection is strong with most everybody that you see that gets.
They teach classes in it.
Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, the verbal judo is actually a book that you can buy too.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta get out of here, but thank you so much for having me on, man. You never invited me on, so it was kind of sad.
Thanks for coming and hanging out and giving us the good news. And let's keep pressing, and we'll get a few more wins out there in court because that's the only way we win this battle. A civil war, nobody wins, but if we can win a few victories in the courtrooms for the Constitution, then we'll be sitting a lot better. So
it's a battle of attrition. So
that's what it is. That's what it is. Exactly right. Cool. All right, John, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
You can go back to lurking.
All right. Yeah, I admit that you have no idea. You have no idea. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Thanks, man.
I'll see you. Bye.
All righty. All right, so not too many comments came in while we were talking to Crumpy out there. Richard Hirsch did say that keeping the stuff straight hurts the brain, and you're not wrong. But yeah. All right, so what else is happening? What else do we need to what do we need to discuss?
Cheap plug for Thunder on the Prairie 2023.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Thunder on the Prairie.
All right. Well, it's gonna
Yes,
happen.
Trevor.
It's gonna happen. I think I'll let Defense Dad talk. I'm tired of talking about him. I'm gonna let this guy. He's always sleeping. Where are you? There. God, I can't even point. He's over there. He can talk. All right.
He's over there.
Yeah, he's somewhere around here. Go ahead, Defense Dad. Take it away, man. What do people need to know?
Well, we got a few days left. There's still time to sign up if you get time off from work. It is a 2-day event this year. It's the second I'll talk like nobody's heard this before. It's the second year for the event. This year, 2-day event. First day, the first morning is going to be a top shot shooting contest with 8 different stages.
Yeah.
The second day is a kind of all around fun shoot. And then this afternoon of the first day, the second day is dedicated for all the channels to come to have sign up times and film without being interrupted. We got 3 different bays or ranges or whatever you want to call them where they can film. Really, it was kind of something that honestly, what happened is a couple years ago, Travis, John, and I were all out to dinner, and we just kind of like, let's get a YouTube range event going together for the Central, kind of like, because not all of us are big enough to go to IV 8888. Was that enough 8s?
You got it right.
That was the right number of 8s.
All righty then. And so we just kind of got it going, and it was a really fun event last year. We learned a little bit, and hopefully it goes a little bit smoother this year. You don't necessarily have to have our YouTube channel, but if you do come, understand that's the main focus of the event, for us to get together and film and meet each other. There's still a couple slots in the bunkhouse available as far as I know. And we're providing breakfast and lunch. Dinner's on your own. That's about it.
Cool. Now, theoretically, if we had like a long-time listener, first-time caller type of a situation where they don't have a channel, they just want to come out and meet the people that are on the channels they like to watch all the time, I mean, they'd still be welcome out there, right? Even if they're not going to film.
The thing is, it's $25 per person per day. You have to register at Nebraska Shooters website. It's not just people just. Sure. It's not set up people just walk around, but if they're willing to pay the entry fee, yeah, absolutely. And Travis and I do not make any money on this. The entry fee is the range we're at Nebraska Shooters. They are a firearms training academy, and they graciously let us have this weekend and just charge us a minimal fee because they're giving up business to classes they could be charging a lot more for. So it's just a minimum fee to help with their operating costs. It goes straight to them. But yeah, absolutely, people will welcome to come. But I don't know why you want to come without shooting.
Yeah, I mean, we have tons of ammo for people to use. If people worried about cost, a lot of ammo is gonna be provided. We have a ton of gifts people can win. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff we're giving away this year. It's crazy.
They could come and shoot firearms and just not shoot videos.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. If they just want to come be part of it, they're more than welcome to. They might want to do the top shot contest. That'd be kind of fun, But I do want to give a shout out. I got to give plugs, man, because Meat Industries, Meat Ammo.
Yes,
they're solid, John. They pulled through for us also for that range night. Yeah, the beginner range night of Big Shots that we had, or the beginner firearms owner range night. Yeah, Meat Ammo, absolutely awesome. I cannot wait for them to get their store open so I can just place an order, go out there in about 90 minutes, get my ammo, and come right back for less than the price of shipping.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's going to be a big one. And people live out in Central Nebraska. You're used to making these road trips to get this stuff. You can order it online, but maybe if you just, if you're on the highway or the interstate, you just roll off, pick up your ammo, and keep on going east or west,
Well, and the cool thing is, I mean, you're what are they, about 20 miles, not even 20, 15, 20 miles west of Grand Island.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're on Highway 30. I mean, they're so easy to get to.
5 miles off I-80.
If you're in that area, if you're a Nebraskan, I mean, if you live in Central Nebraska, or you travel through Central Nebraska, you're going to be in Grand Island at some point. You could pop right over and, have an order waiting for you. Pop over there, pick it up during business hours, and then get back on the interstate or whatever. And save yourself a ton of money on some shipping, because those of us that have ordered ammo online, we know that that ground freight charge is not cheap because they can't put that stuff on an airplane. So
just to be clear, though, they're getting that function is not available just yet.
It's coming.
Now it's shipping, but it's coming soon.
But here's the thing with shipping: if you say you pay $30 flat fee for 4 cases of ammo, I mean, per 50 rounds, you're still getting it cheaper than you would if you go to the big box and buy it. I mean, when you can get 9 for $12.50 a box, you're like, well, I got to pay $30 shipping. Okay, so buy 4 cases. Now you're getting it for $9 a box, and guess what? You're back to pre-pandemic prices.
Yeah.
And I've been running all their 5.56 and 223 for my rifles. It's solid. I ran their 147 grain 9. They got a 40 grain round that's devastating on groundhogs and varmints called Doggone. So we've got that round that people can test out. It's just cool because they're just kind of getting their operations running. It's neat to be part of that, and then just to see what they do and the fact that they provide machinery for so many other ammo companies. It's awesome, man. I mean, they're just like a tiny little place. You would never know it's there. I had no idea it was there. I lived maybe 50 miles away from it for 20 years and had no clue.
I grew up 30 miles from there. I never knew it existed.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be great once the ammo stuff is up and running. So I want them to get that going. Yeah.
But for years and years and years, they didn't really do much for commercial ammo sales either.
Yeah, just components.
So Mead Industries, which is the parent company, Greg and Holly Mead, they build the machines that build ammo. So if you walk through Hornady or Remington or Winchester, Fiocchi, Tula, Barnall, I mean, most any major ammo manufacturer that you can think of in the world probably in their factory has got something from Mead Industries that they're using to load ammo.
Replacement parts. They make parts that people need that aren't in production anymore because they got presses that are 100 years old,
And, not kind of a shameless plug, both Travis and I had a chance to tour it. We both have videos of that tour on our channels if anybody wants to check them out and see the extent of what they offer.
Yeah.
And I believe you can get to those. I know at least one of those you can find from their website too. Where did I find that?
One other thing about them, a lot of Wildcat people, if you've got the money and you've got a bullet, let's say you want the 30 Pat Super Carry, you want to make this new ammo, they will make it for you. You give them the specs for the ammo, they will make it for you, and the machines that make it. They will invent a caliber for you if you want it. That's my plan when I win the lottery. I want Travis P11 Super Carry. So that's it's going to be an 11 millimeter round. It's going to be the new standard because it's one more than 10. So.
That's what I want to see you develop, Pat, is like a 30 caliber underground.
And they do tend to specialize in 30 caliber.
30 cal bunker buster. There you go.
Yeah. Well, when I went and toured there, I in a previous life I used to be a machinist, and he asked me right away. He said, "Can you come work for me like right now?" And I was like, "Sorry." So that was a lifetime.
Dude,
so they are always that busy too. When I was up there, he goes, "Man," he said, "I could hire 3 more people right now and put them on machines and keep cranking this stuff out."
Sure.
So they're always busy and they're always building stuff.
The thing is, if you're going to go look at the website and something sells out, don't give up. Keep checking back because they're going to stock it back up. Just give them some time. They had a hell of a sale here a while back on some 223 77 grain hollow point stuff
that stuff it's awesome. It is awesome.
Get it ordered.
Tightest screws I've ever shot in my life. Swear to God, in all the range videos I ever did, John. This stuff is amazing. Yeah.
I mean, so and what's that got? Like a 2,900 foot per second.
Well, let me grab my box and I'll tell you.
Or something. I mean, it's.
They have a video. There's another guy reviewed it, and he was getting 0.4 MOA at 100 yards with it out of just a basic AR. It wasn't anything special.
I need to get some of that stuff and check it out. There it is. That's the stuff I need to buy. 200 rounds. Yeah. Last time I looked, I'm going to check real quick. Today is May 31st of 2023. So this price is good today. I won't speak for any day starting tomorrow. But right now, that 200 round box, it's new brass. It's not remanufactured stuff. 77 grain boat tail hollow point, 200 rounds, comes in that plastic ammo can. $139.99 before shipping and any sales taxes that apply.
And when you watch them, I mean, this stuff is essentially match grade. If it doesn't match the specs, it goes into whatever pile. I mean, they basically measure. They check like every single round that they pack. They hand pack it all. It's insane.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be a legit big game round too. Like it's a boat tail hollow point, so it creates a 4-inch wound channel.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try it on like maybe a deer, but I don't know, because I do know that their rating for muzzle velocity is on a 26-inch barrel. So like in a bolt rifle, I could see that maybe being viable. I'm probably still not going to take my 16.5-inch barrel AR out there.
John, I'll chrono test it for you guys. I thought maybe I did already. I can't remember on my channel because I chrono tested the mean ammo, and if I haven't done that, I will because I got 150 rounds left.
And I don't know how to calculate muzzle energy. I don't know the formula after you've chronographed it.
Like, yeah, there's an online calculator. I'll look it up real quick and let you know. Okay.
Yeah, because I'd like to know. Like I said, I just the only time I've ever shot a deer and lost that deer because we tracked it for over 3 miles. Roundabout, but it had to have been at least 3 miles worth of walking trying to catch up to this deer, and we finally lost him, and I never recovered that deer. And I shot him with a 223, and I don't remember. It's been so many years ago now, I can't tell you what load it was. I know it was legal for deer in Nebraska, but it's not advisable. So I've always been leery ever since then of shooting anything that's coming out of a 223 case. 243 has a lot more oomph behind it. And just a little bit heavier bullet, but those work fine for me. But I'm sure it's mostly in my head. Kind of curious. I'd like to try it out, but it's not marketed for this. But a 77 grain hollow point load coming out of a 223 would make a heck of a good self defense load as well.
Oh yeah, if you go 50. Okay, so if you go 5.56. If you take the decrease in velocity going from a 26 to a 16, because you kind of get to a point where you just don't gain anymore, 1,209 feet per second. But we'd have to run it through the whole ballistics calculator to figure out what you're looking at 200 yards, which I think is what Nebraska wants you to look for energy. You have to have so many foot-pounds of energy. Isn't it 700 foot-pounds of energy at 200 yards?
No, it's at 100, but what is I can't remember now, the minimum.
Yeah, I mean, but either way, I'm just saying for home defense, I'm switching over to because I've tested in 2 rifles now, and I'm talking like sub half-inch groups, and I'm not a good shot. I mean, if you watch my videos, I mean, I'm lucky. I used to be lucky to pull off an inch, and this stuff is just consistent, and just the energy behind it is the big thing,
And keep in mind, they make that same 77 grain pill in both 223 and 5.56.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe about 100 feet per second difference in load.
On the website, they're identical as far as that goes.
Okay, well, I would think, but maybe that's the 26-inch barrel acting too. You kind of get the max velocity out of the 223, whereas in the 5.56, I don't know. It's hard telling.
I'm going to find them and put them up in side-by-side windows here. There it is.
Yeah. But they have been a great sponsor of Thunder on the Prairie for the past 2 years.
So there's a $20 difference in price. 5.56 is $20 more right now on sale.
Yep.
But when we go to specs, they both have ballistic coefficient is 243, average velocity 2859, tested in a 26-inch barrel, and it's the only thing that changes between these two pages is one says 223 Remington, one says 5.56 by 45.
In theory, there should be a bit of a performance increase on the 5.56 because of the increased charge. But I don't know if it's going to be anything more than maybe 100 feet per second.
I don't know. They recommend
just get the 223,
a 1 in 8 twist or faster to stabilize it, and that's it. So either way, you're not going to go wrong. Whatever your caliber of choice is, if it's coming from meat ammo, they don't load every caliber out there, but you can get 30-06, you can get 9mm, you can get 338 Lapua, you can get
308. Lots of good. 308's awesome. Yeah,
I mean 300 Blackout. There's stuff out there it's pretty popular stuff. So go check them out. Meadammo.com. I did put the link there in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. It's not, when I put comments up here, they don't go into the group. So if you're watching on the Get Off My Lawn group, then you probably didn't see it, but you can go back over to the main Sandhills Media page and find that in the comments out there. I will throw that right up on the screen. So those of you that are watching, you can pause this down the road if you're watching on replay and type in Mead Ammo, MEADAMMO.com.
Well, they are sending 2 reps to Thunder on the Prairie as well.
Sweet.
Well, they're actually shooters that are coming to shoot. They're shooters first, and while they are employed with them, but they were excited to come. So I think one of them is bringing spouse with and stuff. So
yep.
yeah.
So as Travis had mentioned,
Nice. I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, the I won't call it diversity shoot. I've been calling it that, but that's Tony's thing. The celebrating diversity family fun shoot event, intro to handguns event that NFOA hosted, and Tony wasn't able to make it to. In Lincoln here last week down at Big Shots Indoor Range, Mead Ammo graciously donated 300 rounds of their 9mm frangible ammo to that as well. And cool thing is we didn't even go through all of it, so we didn't have enough people there to shoot it all up. So we've got it now for the next event that we host. We've already got some Mead ammo there. We'll see what we need moving forward, but the plan is to be able to do these, more of these, not just there, but elsewhere. I'd like to get them, eventually started across ranges all across the state and just kind of have things radiate out where they have a night where they invite people in who don't normally go to places like that and get a chance to, to have a free event where they can come and shoot a gun, find out what it's about, find out why we care so much about our rights, and kind of go from there. So yeah, a big thank you on behalf of NFOA and our event last week on the 23rd as well. So thank you, Greg and Holly, for your generosity. We do very much appreciate that.
And since we were talking about, we should probably not forget the other sponsors as well.
VersaCarry.
VersaCarry's been very generous.
Huge.
Monstrum Tactical, extremely generous. Both of them extremely generous this year. Blackout Coffee.
Blackout Coffee Company hooked everybody
Cleanse
up.
Oil.
Yep, Cleanse Oil. I know we're missing one. Mead Ammo, obviously.
Mead Ammo.
I did have Walk the Talk America because I did have items left over from last year because he gave me so much stuff. John, I did have quite a few pamphlets from NFOA that you gave me the last time I saw. So I did stuff them in all the swag bags too, and your stickers and cards and stuff too. So G-Webs gave us a ton
G-Webs.
of stuff. Man, he hooked me up with like 100 patches and stickers to give away. I got a giant envelope just stuffed.
I saw that video.
And he made these swell custom manufactured Thunder on the Prairie 2023 patches. Look at that. Gary, you're getting one because this is you, Gary. This is your work. This is what you did, Gary.
I already have one.
Well, you got one from G? Okay.
He sent me one. Yeah.
All right.
I got some of those as well. We're also having a donut shootout.
A donut shootout. So
we're going to see who's going to be the official donut provider of Thunder on the Prairie for next year.
Defense Dad told me about this donut shop. I've never known. I went to a little mom and pop place in Lincoln called Randy's Donuts. Oh my God. I picked a bad time to start eating healthy. I don't know. What can you do to a glazed donut to make it better? Whatever they put in it, it's magical. All right.
What's the name of it?
I'm going to give this thing the tabletop review it deserves. Okay. I'm sorry. Right. I told him, he goes, did you do a review? I said, no, I want a variety of their donuts. So I can celebrate life by telling the world about how fantastic they are. Right. John, I got a love language in his donut. Okay.
Tell us again, what's the name of the donut shop in Lincoln?
Randy's Donuts.
Randy's. That's like 5:30 to 10.
Have you been?
I think they're closed on Sundays. Okay. So I put my order in and I'm bringing them, man. And
if you want Randy's donut, easiest way to get it is they supply most of the Phillips 66 gas stations with their donuts they sell. So they're in their cases.
Nice.
Yeah.
DJ Play Nice says Randy's delivers locally at 3 a.m.
Look at that.
Nice.
There you go. But so DJ also wants to know, why not bagels? Are you guys like anti-Semitic a-holes or what's going on here?
No, you don't. When you want a donut, you don't want a bagel.
Why would you do that?
Why would you want?
Well, bagels are typically health reasons. Okay.
Hey, look, listen. Remember what they said in Risky Business?
Bagels are primarily processed white flour, and when you're over 40 as a male, you're supposed to avoid that because you get constipated if you eat too much unprocessed bleached flour products. So there you go.
Speak for yourself. Anyway.
But what if it's a raisin bagel and you get some fiber in there and it offsets?
I'm more of an evening bagel eater. I like the flavored cream cheese spread on them and stuff. I'm not against bagels at all, but man, if you can make the John Moses Browning of donuts, man, why not? I'm serious. They're I don't know. I can't even explain it. I can't put it into words. So you guys are gonna have to try it for yourself. Pat, Gary, you guys are gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to task you guys, since again I can't make it for the second year in a row. We're doing everything we can to get down there next year. So you got to have a third one, but we're not going to make it this year. So what I'm going to need from you guys is just like a not everybody to make a video, but just one video from somebody. We are all there You're all trying these donuts for the first time. We're going to get true reactions on camera from everybody who first bites into their donut, and I want to see how this works. So that's a video that I want you guys to do.
Saturday morning at 8, we're going to crack them open. People are going to eat them. We're just going to go person to person. We're just going to, you know, we might just live stream it, John. We might just take the phone and just go live and say, hey, we got a live donut
what you need to do is just make sure everybody understands the process where they don't bite into the donut until the camera gets to them.
Exactly.
My wife hollered at me and she said, this is the reason why she's going. Blackout coffee.
Donuts.
And Randy's donuts.
I thought maybe she'd want to win another upper, or maybe one of the wonderful optics we're giving, where the cases of ammo that Mead has generously donated. So look at that. There's
tell
proof
her
of
that
it right
we're
there.
Gonna tweet in the pot, and next year she gets to hang out with Sandhill's sweetheart and me, hopefully too.
Oh, she wants to meet Olivia. She really does. She really does.
We're also bringing in some fruit for breakfast too, just for y'all who want some healthy stuff. Yeah, we can stick a banana inside the hole of the chocolate glazed donut.
There you go. Didn't Elvis used to do that for breakfast, did he? Put some peanut butter on it?
I don't know. You could probably get kicked off YouTube for filming something like that. So you just got to watch it.
That's true.
I don't know. Have you seen some of the videos? Music videos around lately?
It's like that 50s dessert where they put a leaf of lettuce and then they put a pineapple ring and a banana with whipped cream on the tip.
There you go. Wait a minute. What?
All right.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a legit recipe.
Okay. All right.
I've never had dessert with lettuce in it before, and I don't think I'm going to start now.
Lettuce. That's just crunchy water. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
That's just wrong.
Just crunchy water.
That's right. All right. So the event that we did here last week, I want to talk about that a little bit. How do you measure success? We didn't have near as many people show up as we had registered. Of course, partly is because they had no skin in the game. It was a free event, so nobody was out anything if they didn't come after they registered. The welcome we got from Terry and Jim and the crew at Big Shots was amazing. Mm-hmm. Their facility is amazing. If you get a chance to go to Lincoln and shoot at Big Shots, you need to go do it. They've got some awesome guns in their rental line. They donated the lanes. They gave us guns out of their rental fleet, mostly handguns, 2 pistol caliber 9mm carbines were out there too, so people got a chance to kind of shoot just a whole buffet of different. They were all 9mm because that's what we had for ammo, but just a ton of different pistols. I myself got to go in there towards the end and test some of these guns that I had never shot before myself, so I got to put a few rounds through some of these. I'd never shot a Glock 48 before. Now I'm kind of thinking that would be a great one to add to the collection. I'd never shot a PDP until that day, so finally got to put my hands on a Beretta M9A4.
I got to shoot a Springfield Prodigy.
Yes, that had a great trigger in it. I will say that. I don't. You guys know how I feel about Springfield. I wish I could love them because they make such cool stuff.
It's never gonna happen, not unless you buy it secondhand. And then
you don't see that many Springfield 1911s in the used case. There's Kimbers, there's a lot of XDs, but not actual Springfield products. Not something from what's the name of it in Croatia that builds the XD series?
What's the company that makes the Hellion or whatever? That same
not the
same company.
What is?
I don't.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I don't remember. VHS or something is the name of the rifle.
It's something 2000. What the heck is it? It's 2 initials.
Yeah.
I can't. So anybody out there in the chat, let me know. Tell me who it is. HS. That's not 2000. That was the XD is called something 2000 in Croatia. It's HS Product. That's the company that actually makes the XDs. But Springfield didn't ever mention that when they first introduced that line. They just stuck a slide with their logo stamped into it or engraved into it. And it does say made in Croatia on the side of the grip frame. But, they don't, they never did say that, these are actually something that's been going in Croatia for a while. And now we're just
HS 2000.
Yeah. So that's what the XD is. It's just an HS 2000 with a few tweaks to it, and then a slide that says Springfield Armory. So that's not the reason I don't like them. That's par for the course, right?
How they sold out Illinois. I mean, that's what it comes down to,
Yeah, but so many people that apparently don't pay attention. And I don't know, they must not clean their gun, because how do you not look at everything when you're cleaning your gun, and read what it says that's molded into the frame? But when it says made in Croatia, and then people are like, oh yeah, Springfield builds these right there in Illinois. No, they sure don't.
They assemble them.
They build some stuff there, but not that one. So,
John, to get back to your question, how do you judge success in an event like that? I mean, think about the people that you and I helped, and Shane, Defense Tech,
it's not,
all of it, that were beginners. That were beginners. It's one person at a time, man. We're playing the long game too, just like the antis.
And that's the whole thing. Is if we do this once and then that's it, then it's really not worth it, because Tony will tell you it takes a while to get the diversity shoots established at a given range. And you've got to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. And pretty soon the word gets out, and, it kind of snowballs a little bit, but it takes a while to get people to show up, in any numbers, really. So hopefully we can keep doing this. What I would love to see is some of these ranges just start doing this on their own and not need NFOA or anybody else to come in and be part of it. It's a range that does ladies night and does, couples night and stuff like that. Let's throw out a diversity night and invite the people that wouldn't normally show up and show them how welcome they are in the community. Right. But that's, I don't have a range. I can't make that decision for them. So, but that's what ultimately I wish I could see happen all across the country, is that ranges would get word of this and decide, yeah, we're just gonna do that, because that's pretty cool. And why not market to unlike Bud Light, who wants to crap on their existing customers to try to bring other people into the fold. If you do this right, you bring your existing customers and the new people all in together, and everybody is having a great time at your range some night out of the week. Right. So maybe it's not the same night. Maybe it is. Eventually, those barriers get broken down and nobody cares. So, but, there are right ways to do it where you don't alienate your current customer base and still bring the people who aren't your current customer base in as well.
And I mean, you're looking at establishing a loyal customer for life. And once they become comfortable with firearms, they're going to come back and buy their second firearm. And then maybe they want their first rifle or their first carbine, or they want their first, then their kids, they want their kids to, to start shooting too. So they got to get their kids 22s and ammo and gear. I mean, it's just, you're building lifetime customers. From a store standpoint, I think it's only smart to offer stuff like that. Mm-hmm. From our standpoint, we're trying to make, Second Amendment advocates and supporters. That's what we're trying to do.
Sure. Yeah. But again, if you run a range, why would you not do that? Now, I just see out there in the comments that I've been completely missing the boat for years, because that's one of my biggest complaints about where I live. There just aren't any ranges close by that I can go to. I got to drive, almost 45 minutes away to get to the range I can afford to get to. M. Gabriel says that if you don't have a range, you need a rangefinder. I've got a rangefinder. I use it every year deer hunting. I just need to use that to find a range. It should work, right?
I actually did a video many years ago on a website that I showed off where you just type in, it looks for ranges near you, actual firearms ranges near you. I can't remember what it was called. It was a long time ago, but I thought I did one. It was a database. You punch in your zip code and it shows you the closest ranges near you, public and private. If you don't know where one is. So yeah.
Yeah, that's something that is in our long-term goals at NFOA, is to eventually build a database of ranges, FFLs, and instructors across the state of Nebraska, where we make a relationship with them. They've got some of our brochures to hand out. We've got a place on our website where people can go find that. Of course, the website's going through some stuff. We're trying to move things over to a different option on the web. We can link everything together from the website, but you'd actually go to a different thing. So more to come on that. But we're working on getting some free online training up and running there, and we're close. I have access to it. I know what it looks like. It's really cool. the thing is, the place we're going through it's basically designed for like online school, right? Classes online, stuff like that. It works really well for that, but what we want is to make it to where people don't have to get a login to that specific website in order to access this stuff. And now we've found somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody whose college roommates, sisters, cousins, uncles, husbands, monkey knows stuff about
Nephew.
this, right? So, but we do have somebody that we have an in there now who can help us to get this the way we want it to. So you can just go there. You don't have to log in or anything, and you can look at all the free training videos, and I think some of it's in picture, some of it's in video form. Some of it's just kind of written out depending on what the topic is, but we're working on doing that because NFOA we're not just a lobby organization. We're all about education and training as well. And so that was one of the things that we had told Senator Brewer that we were going to do as he was trying to get LB 77 passed this year. He actually even took some screenshots from it and handed them out to the room there in one of the floor debates after Trish had spent most of her night up trying to get this finished in time that it would be ready to go for him the next day to give the links to people. But she got it done, and it's pretty cool. So we're working on that. So if you hang with us, NFOA is going to have some cool stuff coming up online here pretty soon. We've just got to get time to get it done. And that's, again, with the legislative session about over, we're back to focusing on how do I say this? The back burner items, I guess, as the board. When the session is going and we're trying to get a bill like LB 77 passed, that's our focus, right? We divert all the power from the unnecessary systems and put it all towards our, to that effort. And so some of that administrative stuff, the website stuff, and the county rep initiative that we're trying to get through, all that stuff, it's kind of gets put on the back burner. And then once the session ends, we've got that to do. We come back to it. We're trying to get some better merchandise options going there. Stay tuned for that because we're working on a way. We can't, as a 501c4, we can't sell stuff. We're a nonprofit. We can't make profit off of it. But we're finding some ways that don't break the law, that you can go and order what you want, and the proceeds do go to NFOA. So, all right. Well, dudes, it's we've been almost an hour and a half already talking about pistol braces, and then a whole lot of not pistol braces. I want to know out there in the chat what you guys would like to see, moving forward, if we whether we start back up regularly sometime down the road and do like a weekly show again, or whether we don't, when I get my other podcast going where I just record stuff and publish those maybe on a somewhat of a regular basis, whether it's monthly or one or two a month or every other month or whatever it ends up being to start with. But what are you guys interested in? What would make you keep coming back? What does make you keep coming back? Those of you regulars, week after week after week, what is it that you like? What do I not want to lose on a show? And then, you can tell me the stuff that you don't like if you want to. I don't want to dwell on the negative. I just want to know if, whatever we put back up on the internet, what do you want it to have? Again, what elements of this show do you like that keeps you guys coming back? So get those comments going in there for me, would you?
John, just to say something. First of all, it's awesome. The way you've run your show has been great because we've had good discussions on different topics for every week for the last 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's cool that you've been able to come up with original topics. One of the things that pulls me into a lot of the other podcasts I'm subscribed to is they will talk about something that just happened in the news that day, and they'll have a big roundtable discussion on it. So something just popped up now. it might be difficult if you're bringing in a panel if they haven't seen that article. Kind of thinking like like what Night Strike does or did on Hit or Miss Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Just bringing up something that just came up in the news that could be just a simple single topic, and however long we talk about it's how long we talk about it, and that's it. Just because that's what everybody's talking about right now, and you've done that a lot. But I'm just thinking like current news stuff. How does this affect us? What does this mean for us? And it could be 2A related, or we could get more into politics or get into whatever society or whatever. So yeah,
and I've said several times why that's not typically what I do, because there are so many shows out there across YouTube and social media, other pages or channels as well, or other social media sites as well, that do focus on the current events, and they'll talk about this stuff and again, cool blogs like John Crump and some of these other writers, that write articles as well and get those cranked out, sometimes before the ink is dry on whatever just got signed, so because of that, there's so many different places out there to get that stuff that I don't ever want to be just another whatever it is. I don't want to be another show where we talk about what happened, today or what happened last night, because you can get that elsewhere. What I've always wanted to be is something that you only get here. And that's why the topics that I try to pick when we do have topics, they tend to be stuff that it's not so much current events, because 5 years from now, hopefully this pistol brace debacle is in the past and most people have forgotten about it. And those of us that do remember, oh, I remember that happened, but it's so long ago now, I don't even remember all the details. Right. I mean, and Lord willing, that's what'll happen. So 5 years from now, that episode of, this episode about that maybe not be as captivating, but the night that, and this was back to 2A Tuesday, but the night we talked about abortion, when we were talking about, a couple of weeks ago with Sheriff Smith about the powers that a county sheriff has, and his situation is kind of dated, but a lot of that discussion as far as constitutionality and what sheriffs can bring to the table, and what that badge means on a county sheriff, that's evergreen. That part of the conversation is still going to be relevant 10, 20 years from now, unless our government completely breaks down. Lord willing, that doesn't happen. But so that's one of the reasons, and I'm not refuting you, Travis, but just so everybody kind of knows, that's why that's typically not what we do here, is because of that. I tried several years ago. I used to do a lot of reviews of stuff and some unboxings and stuff like that. And I just realized that there's no way that I can do those better. There's no way I can do those things as well as two of you guys. Travis and Gary do great review videos and unboxing videos. And if you want to see that kind of stuff, go to those channels. Go see Gizzard Gary. Go see Travis P11, because they do a great job, and I can't top it. And if I can't do just as well or better, then again, there's not much use of me trying to do it. I don't want to be. That's just how I'm wired. If I can't be the best, and I don't see myself ever growing to that. Aspiring to that. It's not like, well, if I just practice at it, I'll get better. Like shooting skills, sure, that's different. But you guys are killing it, and there's no way that I would be able to do what you guys do. So again, I know that's just not what I do. So yeah, you guys that are doing the reviews, I'm not bashing that. I watch your stuff because I can't do that kind of stuff, not as well as you do. So I like to get I like to make people think, get a conversation started where we kind of actually dig into some stuff. And what I've always wanted is to find somebody to come on the show that feels the opposite way about a given topic. And that's hard to do, especially if you kind of present yourself as conservative. And so,
how about some of G-Web's suggestions out there in the comments? What do you think about
yeah,
that?
DJ had some pretty good stuff out there too.
There's
yeah, there's some good stuff in there for sure.
Except for okay, so there's some great comments out there, and then there's who is this clown wanting to talk about beard care? I don't even know who that is.
Best damn beard oil. That's my suggestion right there. Yep.
That's what I use.
You too. Do you like that stuff or what?
It's okay.
I think it works pretty good. I sometimes have to apply a second coat in the evening before I go out, but I like smelling like ginger and cedar. It's definitely a very masculine smell.
I was last time I was in Baumgars, I was actually they've got Duke Cannon soap in there. They don't have any beard oil, but they've got Duke Cannon
Shields
soap.
too. Yeah.
I thought Shields has it. I thought about getting the what's the one that makes me smell like a pine tree? There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's scents. They got a Bush Light scent also. I don't know why you want to smell like beer.
I don't like beer. They've got more than Bush Light. They've got other beers as well. I don't know if they have a Bud Light soap. I'm sure they're pulling that off the shelves.
Oh man, jeez.
Smell like a man. Smell like Bud Light.
You can smell like bourbon. I'm looking right now. They've got they have a hunting soap. You can
use. Buffalo Trace one actually doesn't smell bad.
Pine tar, John. Was it the pine tar one? Is that what it was?
It's green. I remember like a green and white box.
Fresh cut pine. That's what it is. Look, man, if I want to smell like a Christmas tree, I mean, seriously,
I use Woody's beard balm, man. Highly recommend it. It's cheap.
Woody's beard balm.
Yeah, that's what I need to check into. Yep.
Is that like a salon product? I got to go to Vidal Sassoon to get it, or
no? You can get it at Walmart or Amazon. It's $10.
BO5 hot oil, John. BO5 hot oil.
It's got
what is that stuff? Anyway?
Natural waxes. It doesn't have a bunch of stinky stuff because I'm allergic to perfumes. It's good stuff.
Nice. I like the what is it? The Infusium 23 leave-in treatment on mine.
Is that the explosive space
modulator? It's the leave-in Sandhills believes in.
I do something you're not supposed to do, though. I use the same brush on my hair as my beard.
Huh.
Oh, that's just... that explains why it's so... That's why it's so perfect, Defense Dad. It's so... Look at that, just chiseled.
He's got beard balm in his hair.
Yes, no, brush.
Well, the residue from the brush is going to get in your hair, too.
American Crew Firm Hold.
After you balm it, you got to brush it. That's true. So you're getting beard balm in that brush. And then it gets
your beard, Jack.
You what?
It's for your beard, Jack. Right here.
There you go.
That's the name of the company. It's for your beard, Jack.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, we've kind of talked about a lot of stuff.
See, look at that. There you go. Beard balm, man. All right. I'm going to have to check that out.
Right. Yeah. Go check out. I know everybody talks about Dr. Squatch, and they've got some interesting soaps too. But Duke Cannon, I mean, you get this, and it's literally what it's called. It's a big ass brick of soap. That's what it's written on the box. And I mean, I'm talking about it's dang near the size of a
like a brick, half a brick.
Oh my gosh, they're huge.
I did tabletop review the Dr. Squatch. If you want to watch a funny video, go watch my video from like 5 years ago that I did on it.
Did you tabletop review it from the shower though? You should shower.
No, because that would terrify. That would probably get me to lose my job. So I did not take a camera into the shower.
Camera up, so you just got like the top.
I did lather my hands well and talked about the smell, and then I took a shower and then cleaned up and then came back and gave you my impressions of it. I talked about how much of the soap I actually used, and to prove that I was actually dirty before I went in, I went and mowed, and I filmed myself mowing before I jumped into the shower. So just it's a very funny video. You guys got to check it out.
We all know that you're creative at editing.
Not at all. No, I am horrible. I have no production value whatsoever in my videos. I don't even use a script.
Yes, ladies, he's a dirty boy. He is a dirty boy.
No, I'm not. See, I didn't even go there.
No. Yeah. It's what is that? The old Axe body wash. It's how dirty boys get clean.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know.
God, I can't stand that shit.
All right. Well, I think we're going to call it a night. Those of you that commented, thank you, especially suggestions on shows that you'd watch. DJ's out there always willing to play devil's advocate. Thanks. That's awesome. No, what I want is not somebody to just come in and do the counterpoint. I want to find somebody that legitimately does see the world differently than me, and that's what's hard to find. If you're conservative and you want to find somebody that typically leans to the left, they won't come on your show. And if it's somebody that has a left-leaning show and you're conservative, you typically just don't get invited on because they don't want to hear the other viewpoint. They don't want to put up with it. Most of them don't know how. So that's always the struggle. Whatever. It'll be what it'll be. And in the meantime, you guys, I know I'm gonna miss you. Don't think it wasn't a hard decision. I need to pull, like I said, I need to pull an iron out of the fire. So this will be it. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll get some time actually to just make a few, whatever you want to call them, the rant videos where I just kind of complain about something. That usually is kind of something that's more current events type stuff, and I kind of go off on it. But maybe I'll get some inspiration to do more of those, and maybe when I do start to miss doing the shows, it'll kick me in the butt to get the other show going. DJ, I saw that you had said something about training videos. I'm seriously thinking about making a YouTube channel for Sandhills Defense, trying to figure out how to do that. I don't know if I want to just put all my training secrets up on the interwebs for everybody, but trying to think of if there's some sort of a paywall and the people that have taken my classes, get access to behind the paywall, and somebody else could be do this stuff on Patreon or something like that. I don't know how to do that for sure. But anyway, we'll see. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe after 2 weeks, I'll be like, yeah, I made a huge mistake and we'll have to start it back up. We don't know. This is episode 145. I was kind of looking forward to coming up with some big blowout for episode 150, but that's still, I'd have to do 5 more weeks and I just don't have it in me this summer. So, if we start it back up, we'll start back up with episode 146 and go from there. But I don't know if or when that's going to happen. I won't say never. I don't want to say it's definitely going to happen. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I need to do something different, and not doing this every Wednesday night is going to free up another night that we can get some other stuff done. So that's going to be a lot of it too. So you guys have fun doing what you do. Don't be a stranger, especially on the Facebook side. I always do a lot more stuff on Facebook than I do on the YouTube. It's just the videos, of course, that get up on YouTube, but and the occasional post. But if you're not on Facebook, go get a Facebook. If nothing else, just to subscribe to or to like the page and follow Sandhills Media, and then go follow Sandhills Sweetheart. Go follow Sandhills Defense. And you know what? While you're looking at Sandhills stuff in Nebraska, there's all kinds of cool Sandhills pictures and all kinds of beautiful stuff that you can find. So go check that out. Go check out meadammo.com. Go check out Thunder on the Prairie. If you want to register and pay the $25 and get in there and hang out with the guys and the ladies this year, go do it. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll be there next year. We're keeping that date blocked off on the calendar. So
cool.
You guys have to do it a third time. This can't be the end of it. That's all I'm saying.
We'll take some. We'll see how things go.
We're doing a wedding, so we're not going to be able to get down there and eat supper with everybody on Saturday like we did last year. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I will give you guys a chance for final thoughts, and we'll do the list, and we'll get out of here. So, Pat, I'm gonna let you lead off.
Okay, well, first of all, I have you to blame for getting me into this game, into the podcasting, and I was always an advocate for people's right to carry and bear arms, but you really kind of kicked me in the butt on getting out there and getting a hold of legislatures, senators, emailing, writing letters and stuff like that, and really helping me get into this community, because before I was a racer and I always had a whole group of people around with me, and for several years when I got done with that, I didn't really feel like I was a part of anything anymore. I didn't feel like I belonged to any community because I was just kind of out there floating around by myself. I didn't really have anybody to relate to.
I know that feeling.
But, now that I'm here with, Travis, Defense Dad, you, and a whole string of others out there in podcast land, being on their podcasts and stuff too. It's hopefully you're not gone for a long time. Hopefully you come back and we can all get that.
I'm not going anywhere. It's just
right. I know you're not going anywhere.
The channel's not going away. Defense is not going away. Yeah, it's just the weekly hangout is gonna not happen.
Right.
So
I understand that. And without getting too sappy, but we'll miss you on the weekly deal, because it's always been one of my highlights through the week to be able to come on and hang out with you guys and whoever came on, or any guests that you had on to highlight something.
Yeah.
So
yep, and I mean, we've had a pretty good run of guests. I mean, folks like you three that are on the screen right now, and Gary, I know had to duck out and I didn't get a chance to say goodnight, but he's got to get over to another show too. But the four of you guys that are, just regular guys, right? But then we've had like Chris Cheng's been here, winner of Top Shot season 4, who's since become a friend of mine. I mean, we've had some pretty cool, some pretty big name folks come through here, and I'm always trying to find more. But that's another reason why it needs to kick me in the pants to start doing my other format, where I can just kind of sit down and do like a one-on-one recorded interview. And when I do them, there's not going to be any editing, because I'm lazy and I hate sitting in here and sitting on this computer clear back in the back room in the house, editing forever. So we'll start recording, and it'll just be a conversation. It'll be real. It'll be what it is. Anybody that goofs up or whatever, we won't restrict bad words, speak freely, and it's going to be some fun stuff. And I'm trying to figure out if that's going to happen on the same channel. If I'm going to make a new YouTube channel, I think we'll keep it on this one. I don't know how monetization is going to go when it's definitely not made for kids. I don't know if I'll have to age restrict them or not. It'll depend on what language gets used, but we're not gonna, how is it on the movie Old School? When he makes the kid put the earmuffs on, and then they're like, yeah, you can just say, whatever. And it's like, well, let's not celebrate it, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell people to hold back or change their words up or whatever. If it comes out, it comes out, right? We're not going to hide from words. I don't believe in giving words power. So, things like the N word or something like that. If somebody says it and it's not meant in a vulgar, directed at somebody, but we're just talking about the word itself, I don't believe in giving it power it doesn't deserve. So I'm not going to give it a special phrase. We'd use the word or we wouldn't, stuff like that. We'll not hold back. We'll be unapologetic. That's not the name of the show, but that's what we'll be. We'll go from there. So Pat, thank you very much for all the weeks that you've come in and contributed. We appreciate getting to know you over the air too, and finally getting to shake your hand last year after Thunder on the Prairie when we had supper with everybody. So, Defense Dad, I'll move things over to you for any closing thoughts.
Oh, thanks for having me. I think it was a good show. I just want to. I mean, you had me on the show when I was like, maybe 100 subscribers. Like, not that I'm a huge channel now, but like you kind of got me started. That's how I met Travis, and how I met a bunch of, Pat, a bunch of different people. So, you kind of got me into the community too. Because like Pat, I was a car guy before this, and kind of got into the gun community, and it's been very, very welcoming. Some of the nicest people ever. Mm-hmm. So it's been a fun run. I had fun being your co-host until I couldn't be the co-host anymore, until life changed, and that's about it.
No, we appreciate you. Besides Thunder on the Prairie, I know you're starting to do things that are not gun related, but you've got some other ventures that you're working on. Do you want to talk about?
Got a few things going on. I'm back making videos on the Defense Dad channel. I'm gonna start I've gotten really interested in photography, and I kind of halfway started a second channel called My Life about a year ago, and I haven't done anything with it. But I'm gonna be doing more non-gun related stuff, like out and about doing photography or just daily life. Just kind of having some fun doing that. That's about it. But yeah, I kind of almost took a year hiatus from my gun channel, and I've been back starting on that again as well. So that's about it.
Good. Yeah, sometimes it just works to pull back for a while and get back in it, and you kind of see things from a refreshed viewpoint, I think.
Yeah, my other channel, I kind of not to sound all nerdy, but my degree's in graphic arts, and I want to do some cinematography and just some more creative stuff that honestly just doesn't translate well to my gun channel. Gun guys just don't seem to care about that stuff.
Yeah, no, not always. So it's kind of funny. We all have that thing that we like, but that's the thing about gun guys. So many. I'm not a car guy, but a lot of my gun friends are car guys, right? Or you're a movie buff, or you're a nerd. You play D&D or whatever it is. I mean, the gun people. That's like the common thread, but it's such a wide variety of people that are gun people or 2A people, because they're different. So yeah. I guess I hadn't really thought much about it, but yeah, I kind of remember Pat and you both, Defense Dad, when you were kind of just getting onto the show, and it seems like so long ago now, when we didn't really know you, and said, well, yeah, you can come on the show as long as you don't break the rules, and I don't have to throw you out or whatever.
Yep.
And no, this has been getting on the internet and running my mouth has done more for building friendships than I've ever done in my life, and real people who I know that I can call them up and ask them for a favor, and if they can do it, they will. So it's been a great community to be part of. Pat, I know what you were saying about just floating through life and kind of adrift and didn't really have a pack to belong to, right? Just kind of being a lone wolf, but it's good to have a pack. I agree with you. Travis, you cannot say that I got you into this. I can say you got me into this.
Well, I was going to do the one-man wolf pack speech from The Hangover, but I'm not going to do that. But I do want to say that it's been awesome hanging out with everybody on the show, and I hope that you come back in some way, shape, or form, like you said you will.
Oh, yeah.
And just one thing that's cool is all these shows, all these episodes you've done, regardless of whether they get a lot of views or not, there's a lot of knowledge that you put out there, and I've learned a lot from you. I suck in arguments, and you've always helped me come up with critical key points and arguments with people, and I've been able to win some battles. So thank you very much, John.
Yeah.
You've been an inspiration to me and to everybody. But no, like these podcasts are still out there, and people are still going to get to see it, which is great. And they're on other formats and mediums, and somebody might just be searching for something, and boom, it pops up. You might be cited in research papers somewhere on the other side of the world. You don't know, John. You have a huge impact and a huge influence, and I think it's pretty cool. So it's been fun to be a part of that journey. So I thank you for the invites that I've received and being able to participate in the show and stuff. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a great time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I like I said, I owe all this to you. You're one of the reasons why, anyway, that I started doing this. So, but if it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't be doing this. I didn't do my first live video until we were in Tulsa.
Yeah.
That was the first. Somebody showed me. It was Matt and somebody else showed me on my laptop how to go live.
Yeah.
And how to do that stuff, and then or how to make a show, I guess it was.
Yeah, you did your video on the shots that were fired and the people that were killed.
Yeah, I did that one from
200 years ago. That was a big one, man. That was awesome. I still remember that video. So I think we were wearing
that was such an anomaly.
That shirt. So yeah, I mean, I remember stupid details.
I made that video in April, and I was monetized by August.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that just doesn't happen. For whatever reason, somebody got a hold of that video, and the comments. If you go find that video, breaking news. It's one of my earliest ones. Go dig through the YouTube page. Back to my early stuff, and you got to watch that one, and you got to watch the karaoke videos, especially the drunk chick that Sandhills Sweetheart is so fond of. I tell you what, if she could have teleported from Nebraska to Oklahoma that night,
oh, thank God,
there'd have been a drunk chick laying on the floor.
We'd have been like pulling them back, let me at him, Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
oh my God, we've had a lot of good laughs, man. It's been a lot of fun
on the channel. They haven't taken it down, so you got to watch that one. But watch the breaking news video and go check the comments out, because so many people got butthurt when they didn't understand what it was about until the end, or the people that commented and didn't watch the whole thing, and they're like, I didn't see this on the news anywhere, So, well, no, not unless you had a newspaper from 1775, but okay, whatever. But yeah, so Travis, I learned a lot from you too over the years doing the show is just watching your show and being part of it. And
yeah, appreciate
gosh,
you.
if I ever get a Saturday where I'm not dragging butt and I can actually.
Oh, it's
I don't have
John.
to
It's a
get up and
horrible
go to
time
work.
slot. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. I mean, it's just
No,
that's
but
why I
you know
took
what?
it.
Other people make
You
the sacrifice. If I got a
Yeah.
Saturday where I don't have to get up and go to work and I can actually
It-
get out of bed and
I'm
jump
just
in
happy
the
that
show,
people
man.
show up on the panel, dude, because it's not a fun time. I mean, people want to sleep in. They work hard during the week. Last thing I'm going to do is get up and look at my face at 7:00 in the morning. You know. So,
Oh, it's a great face to look at.
thanks, man.
Who
Appreciate
wouldn't
it.
want to wake
All
up to that
Hey,
face? Come on,
you know,
ladies, give him a call.
That's right. That's right. I mean, seriously. Yep.
It's
And Travis, don't take me off your list because
What?
I still watch.
Call
and
me?
I try to get
sorry.
in there when I can.
Yeah, don't stop
But
sending
most
the
of the time,
invite.
I'm back to working at
Yes.
7:00 in the morning. So-
No, it's not. Like I said, I have personal reasons why I took the 8 a.m. time. Okay, there's a reason why I took it.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, but I mean, I'm still going to keep doing it at 8 a.m. as long as I keep coming up with topics. It's not easy, John. Sometimes we got to go back and visit a topic from 4 years ago to see how things have changed, you know?
Yeah.
So it is, I understand what you're talking about. Creator burnout. I'm not going to say you're burned out, but I'm saying like, just want to come up with fresh topics that are engaging for people. And that's really hard to do, you know? Especially the thought-provoking stuff you would come up with. And
I don't know if it's so much that I feel burned out as that I'm afraid that I will burn out.
Yeah.
It's not that far away, or it doesn't feel that far away. So I want to pull back now before that would happen.
That's all right.
Nothing wrong with stepping back.
And because out is no good to anybody, right? I mean, coming off the court and sitting on the bench for a while and taking a breather is one thing. Completely burning out and having to, get carried off the court on a stretcher or whatever, you're no good to the team then, right? There's nothing left to contribute. So,
that's all right, man.
So,
and and John, thank you for the work you've done with NFOA. I mean, seriously, man, I appreciate all the hard work you've done, getting the word out, getting the posts that you've done and the videos you've done. And I mean, you made history happen, man. It's true.
Well, I didn't make it.
You were part of the, you were part of getting the word
there
out
in the room and watch history happen
kicking us
anyway.
and saying, hey man, you need to contact.
Had a hand in it.
I mean, all you guys, everybody, you and Trish and Brewer. I mean, everybody. It was just, it was it's amazing.
There's been a whole lot of NFOA volunteers that have gone before this current board that helped pave the way, and 7 years worth of just stubbornness from Senator Brewer, so yeah, good stuff. We're gonna miss him after next year when he can't run again. Oh yeah, good question, G. What were my goals for the show and were they achieved? Multiple goals for the show. I mean, one of my goals was, I've always intended to be the next Joe Rogan or the next Russell Brand. Of course, those guys were famous before they had a podcast, so that might be, maybe they had a leg up on this one. That could be why it's not blowing up as big as theirs did right away. I've always said this, and I said it earlier tonight. My goal is to make people think. If I made you think, and if I made you consider something that you had never considered before, or one of my panelists did, then yeah, mission accomplished, because that's ultimately what I want. And I know that sometimes people don't want to watch a show because they have to think, right? Sometimes people just want to tune out and watch the mindless stuff. And I mean, that's fine. You can go watch ridiculousness and laugh at the fail videos and whatever. But yeah, if you come here, that's always my goal, is to, excuse me, to stimulate thought, especially some critical thought. Is that goal accomplished? I can't answer that. You guys out there, you're the ones that have to tell me if that mission, if that goal was achieved. So feel free to put the comments in, or if you're watching after the fact, put a comment wherever you're watching this, and let me know, did I achieve the goal? Have you watched episodes where I really made you think? Some of them we were just kind of goofing off, one of the things that we still will get to, we talked about zombies, we still got to do the vampire chat at some point and talk about vampires. I said werewolves will take 2 seconds, silver bullet, okay, that's done. But vampires, I mean, we can have a whole night discussing the different vampires, and what we do about them, and if they ever would rise up, and excuse me, if they're the ones that sparkle in the sunlight, I'm not too scared of them. But And well, Pat has to outdo Crumpy. Throw out a super chat.
Well,
Thank you very much.
One of those deals that was either the second or the third show that I started watching you is when I started kicking in. So
yeah,
I would.
Well, we appreciate
do it just like the way I started. So.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Take the wife out for some runza. There you go.
Yep. We had that 2 nights ago. So
there you go. Sounds so good right now.
Yeah, if you're not from Nebraska and you've never had runza, you don't know what you're missing. You need to come here and try it, and then
cheese runza, onion rings,
leave some revenue here in my state, and then keep traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Not for everyone.
That's right. Absolutely not. Just
right.
keep flying over.
All moving here. Don't California my Nebraska.
Don't forget the dip for the rings, though.
Yeah, you got to get that onion dip, man. You got to get that onion dip. That stuff's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the rings. They're fries.
You got to get the frings. You got to get the frings.
If the runza's got the nice crinkle fries, and if the person running the fryer does it right, they're soft on the inside but nice and crunchy on the outside, not burned. And they're so good
right now.
Best fries in any fast food restaurant. Now that Hardee's went to and did their fries like everybody else, 20 years ago, Hardee's fries were the bomb, and now they're the same as everybody else's. But yeah, Runza's got the best. All right, I think we're gonna stop talking about food and beards and everything else, and let me know honestly. Did I accomplish my goal? Did I make you guys think? Chime in either. We're about to sign this off, so I might not see the live comments, but put a comment down below, or if you're on Facebook, send me a message or whatever there, and just let me know. Did I make you think? And what was it? What was it that you can, something specific you can remember that I made you think about, and maybe see it from a different perspective. Whether you changed your mind or not, I don't care. Did I make you think about it? That's all. So who is on the list? Let's go here. The last time we get to do this for a while. Out there on the Facebook side, we only had Facebook user, although I think maybe Facebook user was also somebody that was in on the YouTube side as well. So who'd we have out here? We had
it was John
Kingpin, we had Patriot in the Dark, we had Woods, Jamie Brown, Vanessa Kitty, Unapologetically Armed, Travis P11, Gizzard Gary, Burnaby Sanchez, Richard Hirsch, Scott 79, Jeff Moeller, Defense Dad, Pat DeBunker, John Crump Live, Bob 286, M Gabriel, DJ Play Nice, Gun Websites. Lisa was out there. If we missed you, it's because you didn't comment enough. So quit lurking, quit being like Crumpy. Don't just lurk. You got to leave the comments so we know you're out there. Omaha, I get it. Give me a holler sometime. I haven't talked to you in way too long. The rest of you, that's it, man. We're going to wrap this up. So on behalf of Gary and Pat and Defense Dad and Travis and Sandhills Sweetheart and the Noisy Cat and where'd she go? Liberty the dog. This is it. I don't get to say this too much more here. So guys, it's one of those things where you know that I love. This is I hate when we end, but this is one of my favorite parts of the show. Not because it's over, but just because I get to say, get off my lawn.
Stay safe.